Let's take a look at an example where we are trying to highlight, based on what's in one shape, all the shapes that are connected to it on the page. So I have an example here where I've got, kind of a mess of a chart. And what I have is a whole bunch of shapes that I am going to see what are actually connected to. So if I want to know what's connected to F, if I put in F here, then I can actually see that the F shape lights up as well as all shapes that are connected to it. So how did I do this? Well, first off, I created a custom page data field. So I opened up this custom data panel over here, and I added a new property and I gave it a name. In this case, I chose to name it shape, just because that was easy. And this lives on the page, which means it's very easy for me to reference it. Now I have all these other shapes, and then what I then did was create a conditional formatting rule, which is under here on this magic wand, and it pops up this panel. And I created a rule here that's going to do a couple things. First off, I set it to use a formula, because with a formula I could actually filter through a set of connected shapes. So what this formula is saying is that I'm going to go look at all connected shapes of whatever shape I'm currently checking on the page to see if the rule should apply. And within having that list, I'm going to actually filter through that list. My condition for the filter is this. For X, aka every item I'm checking in the list, I'm seeing if it equals whatever is typed into the field here. And the reason for that is that when we reference shapes like that, we basically grab their text as sort of an identifier there. So we'd basically be saying if I put in F, then I'd look at, say, G, and I'd see, okay, is it connected to a shape that has F in it? Because that's what was written here. The other thing, this and that's part of this rule, the other thing that has to be true for this to turn on is page.shape here, which is the way that we reference what's actually in there has to not be empty. Oh, and sorry, the other thing I'm doing is once I filter down that list, I'm just checking if there is greater than 0, so there's at least one thing in that list, and that's how we know that any shape on the canvas is connected at least once to the shape F. And of course that this page field is not empty, meaning I've actually put in a shape that I want to see highlighted. Then I am actually highlighting it. So I'm changing the border color to be bright red, maybe a bit thicker, and I'm doing the same to any lines. What this means is that the lines will also detect if they're connected to a shape, and we will get those highlighted too. I also have an else if here. So this is going to let me actually grab the shape itself. And so I'm saying just is this, aka the page I'm currently, or shape that I'm currently checking for the rule, equal to page.shape. So basically, is the text in the shape equal to whatever's written here? And is whatever's written here not empty, meaning I've actually filled in this field? Then in that case, I am going to turn on the border color, but instead of doing anything to lines, because we're just looking at the one shape, I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice fill color there. So what we end up with is this rule that's going to allow me to come in and just sort of enter any of these different options here, and we would quickly and easily be able to highlight which things are actually connected to the shape that we have chosen here. Pretty cool in Lucidchart.